There is a lot of talk about Sebastian Sager.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I know that Miami offered him. I saw the article from Andrew Ivins of 247 Sports about that offer and everything. And yeah, Miami does need linebackers. He's a guy that we're going after. Brooklyn, New York, Erasmus Hall High School, I believe. So he's another guy like a Jared Harrison Hunt and a Jason Blissett Jr. And Adam El Gamal from the New York area. That Miami is after. I think it's too early to tell. I don't think that he's a take right now, especially absent a visit, somebody from there, unless he is like an Elijah Arroyo, who's actually from South Florida and then moved away, but I don't think that he is. But he's on the list of linebackers that we're looking at, and it's somebody I think that we can evaluate moving forward. I would like to see more from him. Personally, like, maybe part of a senior year film or, something over this springtime would have been great. But yeah.
Keyshawn Smith, the subject from Brandon there.
Oh, look, I said it. I think that Keyshawn Smith is going to come in. He's going to play. He's a guy, again, he was committed to Washington State. Mike Leach left. He got out of his LOI, contacted Stephen Field. There's, a love with the University of Miami from when he was a young kid, got into school. Took a red eye, got into school the last day to add a class, took a red eye, was in class the next Wednesday, actually the next day in the spring semester. And yeah, he's a guy who could probably still grow an inch or two. And he moves like Stacey Coley did coming out of high school and just has skills. And I think that he fits in this, new offense that I think that Rhett Lashley is going to run. And yeah, I think that he's going to play. And I think that, yeah, he's going to come and take somebody's spot, which is the goal of recruiting. You should be trying to recruit over what you have on the roster. But, if you develop the guys, then obviously you're just stacking talent on top of talent. But if the guys who are on the roster are not performing, then look, I'm going to go get somebody else who can. There was a question about the Palmetto 5, one of our new contributors at State of the U, because we finally finished contributor recruitment. Robbie Espin, high school kid who goes to Belen Jesuit, wrote a great piece about the Palmetto 5, that being Corey Collier, Leonard Taylor, Savion Collins, Jason Marshall, and Brashard Smith, and their college recruiting journeys and things like that, because they are an elite group of 5 players. Somebody said that he thinks that Miami is going to get 3 of those 5. I would take any 3 of those 5. Any 3. Honestly. Because you got 2 defensive tackles, you got 2 defensive backs, a cornerback and a safety, more likely than not, and a slot receiver, who are all 4 stars and above, who are all elite talents. Give me any of those, 3 of those 5. I can't tell you how big of a win that is. And I know people are thinking about the 2008 Miami Northwestern class. So, we're just going to get everybody from there. That's probably not going to happen again. We're going to get all, like the top 9 players off the national championship team. Who, like twice undefeated, Ja'Cory Harris on that squad, Marcus Forston, Brandon Washington. You're not going to run down all of them. And guys of this caliber, I don't think that you're going to go 5 for 5. But 3 for 5, oh my God. Look, today on June the 6th, if I have to make a choice, or if I had to be in and say, okay, I'll take an 8-4 season, but 3 out of the Palmetto 5, sign me up. Sign me up right now. Right now.
As opposed to a what season? A 10-2 season?
As opposed to 10-2 in one of them? Yeah. Yeah. That's worth 2 wins to me. Absolutely. Because those guys are going to win. They're going to be worth the 2 wins moving forward. So, 8-4 is still a step in the right direction. Just got to iron out some of the kinks, but we're still moving in a positive direction. And you get 3 of those dudes, again, and go to State of the U. It's up on the front page. It's a great piece. Robbie Espin, one of our new guys, wrote it. Go look at the profiles and the measurables and the performance and the statistics of those 5 dudes from Miami Palmetto. And you got to tell me that I got to settle for an 8, maybe 9-win season overall to get 3 of them. And I end up with 3 of those dudes at the end of it on signing day on the roster moving forward. Guaranteed. Sign me up.
Here are the guidelines, and I'm spitballing this off the top of my head, so these are made-up guidelines in the moment. These are the guidelines in regards to me reading a Super Chat comment. I will read any Super Chat comment that is not defamatory or using profanity toward any of my guests or another team, or profanity in any way. I will even read hateful, insulting comments toward me if they're in the super chat, but nobody else. But I will read them toward me. So those are basically the guidelines for the super chat in regards to posting and reading. In terms of the live chat, this is what I would hope. I would hope that there is clean. These two terms do not. This is an oxymoron, but I think everyone will understand. Clean trash talking. So we have clean trash talking, and we are not offensive toward anyone's personal situations, gender, race, religion, etc., anything like that, or just personal attacks. All right. So because of the guidelines that we have here in the super chat, Turan, Mark Rogers was speaking facts about the Canes, but at the end of the day, boo, Mark Rogers, Ohio State sucks.
No, that's funny.
So Lionel Gibbs sees no reason why there won't be an undefeated season. And Dallas Turner is being asked about where he will commit. You talk about possibly adding up to at least 2 wins. Second-rated weak side defensive end, 10th-rated player in the state of Florida, top 50 player nationally out of Fort Lauderdale, St. Thomas Aquinas.
And there you go, St. Thomas Aquinas. Remember last week we were talking about the insane notion that St. Thomas Aquinas was going to become a University of Michigan satellite feeder school? It's guys like Dallas Turner that immediately disprove that because he's not even considering them. He's not going to go there. Alabama or Georgia, probably for him. I mean, because he's that kind of guy. Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. He's a very talented guy. Very talented. Oh, supremely talented. Anybody in America would love to add Dallas Turner to their roster. But I think it's going to be one of those 2 schools. In terms of an undefeated season and things like that, we've seen one of them recently. And by one recently, I mean during most people's lifetimes in 2001. Even the 2000 team, which, controversial opinion alert, the 2000 team more talented than the 2001 team. They didn't even go undefeated. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough. And what's to stand in the way of an undefeated season, a 10-win season, things like that? The University of Miami is what's going to stand in the way, or could potentially stand in the way. Because, again, we've seen it. We've seen Miami piss away. Look back to last year. There's no reason that shouldn't have been a 10-win season. There's no reason. I mean, there were losses on there that were, I mean, you have them etched in stone as wins. So if you're thinking, oh, there's no possible way, bro, like, let us not forget where we've just come from. Like, revisionist history is great and everything, but like, we were all there. We saw those games last year. And whether it's, and look, going into the year, we get the athletic piece, wonderful seminal piece from Bruce Feldman. Where the fuck is Dan Enos? Because that was what Nick Saban was screaming through the facility when they're going to that staff meeting and everything. And the secretary finally had to be like, he left. You know what I mean? So don't come at me and talk about, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Because this time last year, we all thought what we were going to get from Dan Enos was different than what we got. So we're all saying, okay, this is going to be this is going to be that. We have this talent. We have, we're going to fit in. We're going to do all these kind of things. That didn't happen. So while I want to be very excited, and I am very excited about what we're going to do this year, while we have the talent to, again, hit this level of performance, we've seen time after time after time after time, 2018, 2019, 2015, all these other times, 16, for most of 17, well, the end of 17, even through 17, because 17 was smoke and mirrors. And I tried to tell y'all that along the way to enjoy the ride, because we should not have been 10-0 because there were a couple games that we should have lost. So the thing that could stand between Miami and this season that you're talking about, undefeated, 11 wins, whatever, is Miami.